Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Black Room. I'm your host, Black Ice. Yeah, special guest here, DJ Rint. What's going on with you, man?
Doing all right, man. Glad to be here.
Good, man. I'm glad you're here, man. I mean, we had plenty of conversations in the past about music, man. So I'm glad to have you so we can chop it up, man. And I think the first time I heard you spin was at your house, at a house party for Sherry's friend, I think. I think that's the first time I actually saw you at work. Cause you set up the whole DJ setup. You had the lights going in the living room, and that's the best house party I've been to in a while.
Thank you.
Because the last house party I've been to before that was in the hood. It was ratchet, man, and they had 2-3 poles in there, and that's that. I remember because this is right when Rick Ross dropped that song about the rape line in there, like you ain't know, and they played the song during the house party. I was like, he talking about rape in there. Like, let me see how the girls gonna react. The ass kept shaking.
Nobody caught it.
Yeah, nobody catch it, man. So it was crazy. But they had like the $2 drinks in there. They gave you headaches later on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just crazy, man. But I remember listening to you spin at the house party, man, and I'm like, man, like this dude really dope. Like, and you play good music on top of that too, man. Wasn't the typical stuff you hear on the radio either. And I heard actual DJ talent. You didn't play the whole song. Like you wasn't just changing tracks throughout the whole night. You know what I mean? So y'all saw some actual DJ skills, man. So I really appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
So I mean, how long you been DJing professionally?
Wow. I've been DJing professionally for about 5 years.
Okay.
And then I've been what they call a bedroom DJ probably for about 4 years, and that's pretty much doing your own parties and gigs and stuff for your friends. Not a lot of money involved in that.
right. But I'm sure you enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it's all for the love.
Okay. What's up? All right. So what's some of your favorite artists, man? Like that inspires you?
I'm gonna have to go back on that one. My favorite artist of all time is Outkast.
All day.
All day. Second would be UGK.
Yes.
I think Ryan Dirty probably one of the best albums ever. There was a song on there was a track on there for every mood that you were in.
Yeah, it was.
So that was a great album.
Yeah.
And just to go back on Outkast, it was a trip to watch those guys evolve. Every album was different. Every album, went to the next level.
Yeah.
So, and they really changed the game in the South.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
So I miss them.
Outkast was the first hip hop album that I bought with my own money. And it wasn't the first album, it was AT Aliens.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember I was in 8th grade.
Wow.
And the reason I remember that because it was 96, so the Olympics was coming to town, and you had to pass your class. There was no summer school in Atlanta that year, right? Because of the Olympics.
No summer school.
Yeah, so I remember I had to pass that math class or I was going to be stuck. Wow. And I remember my homeboy, he was in my math class, and he passed with AT Aliens. I okay, I'm feeling the disc. They had the naked chick with the green stuff on it.
Yes.
So I was
yes.
okay,
Every
this
album.
is dope. And as soon as you play the album, you hear this Latin word, the Latin chick, or Latin words come from this woman. I'm like, man, this rap album, So it's like
you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, Yeah. So that was my first dose of Outkast. So I had to go back to Sub Playlistic, and it just threw me off because I just thought all of it was like that. So it's but like you said, every album is so different. It just really got me into music. And UGK, I think Ride and Dirty is my favorite UGK album.
All tops.
And
awesome.
I saw an old interview recently with with Big Gimp, and he was close friends with Pimp C, and he was saying Pimp C came to Atlanta for a summer, and they were working on Riding Dirty, and they was really paranoid about people stealing the masters or leaking the album out, and he said Pimp C mastered the album and put it on VHS and put it in the living room, hide in the case.
Pimp was a genius.
Yeah, hide in plain
Pimp
sight.
Was a genius.
So it's man, I thought that was so hilarious because I can imagine someone trying to break into the house trying to find the album.
It's on VHS.
It was VHS tape. I'm man, that's very genius, And I don't think, and I think most people in the South, especially in our age bracket, they love UGK, they love Pimp C as an artist. But I don't think he get no props as a producer, for sound he created.
No, not enough at all.
Cause I'm he was making some of those beats too, you know what I mean? So it's wow. So But I'm like you, man. Outkast, UGK, 8Ball, and G. You know what I mean?
Yes, love them.
Man, like and even the text Lil Kiki, and you know.
And one of the things I like about Cass so much, if you really listen, none of their music was sampled.
Yeah, so the first album.
They created everything from scratch.
Yeah.
So it was something that we never heard before.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're missing now.
Yeah.
It's like that sound, like whoa, that sound. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
If you go back and you look at a lot of Motown stuff, you know, they were always looking for that new sound, and those guys created that new sound for the South. The first video Outkast did, it was basically hanging out in Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah.
And that what was so dope about the video. It was like, this is what we do. We sitting at the table, we eating cereal.
Yeah.
We rolling through the hood. This is what we do every day. So it was such purity to it.
And Diddy directed it.
Yes.
You know, isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Like the big P. Diddy directed the first Outkast video. You know, like there's some of the history in this stuff now. It's like, man.
You know,
like,
Diddy's always been behind great products though. So
yeah.
he's always been behind great projects. So
like, man, so I just love hearing like during that era. So, I mean, I'm definitely a 90s hip hop fan. Like,
no doubt.
You know, that's all I listen to right now.
You know, I love it. That's my era in music. That's my specialty. I love spinning it.
Yeah.
90s, mid 2000s. I love it.
So what do you think is the biggest difference between like the old Atlanta and the new Atlanta?
Wow. Well, yeah, I think the difference between the old Atlanta and new Atlanta is the hunger, the strive for it now, and not to mention I think it's easier now too. You know, with technology and social media and all these different outlets, it's much easier now to be heard and much easier now to be seen too. And I also think that's affecting the quality. You know, because back then, you know, the thing was to be heard, to get your tape to the studio, to get your tape to so and so it can be heard. So when you made this cassette, it was your best.
Yeah.
You know, it was your best. And now it's like, you know, it's a little easier to do things.
Yeah.
So I think the hunger is a little and now it seems like the people are more or less fly with anything almost now.
Yeah.
So
I was just sitting here thinking about it earlier today, man. I think there's a lack of appreciation for the DJ period, you know, in the hip hop and everything, because like you know, I was reading up on Kool Herc, you know, when they first started off, man, and Grandmaster Flash and
other originators.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and even with me, you know, and I, you know, of course, you know, we younger, so like when I think of DJing, the first people that came to mind with me was the Executioners, you know, the DJ crews and stuff, you know.
Yes.
So I had to dig back and look, but I think at the same time, I'm glad we had shows like The Get Down on Netflix. That you know, it's an entertaining show, it's a fictional show, but it gave me a great appreciation for the DJ, you know.
Yeah, and it also, you know, brought to light actually how it started.
Yeah.
You know, because now, you know, we just turn on the Serato and we can just hit a loop button and it just looped the track over and over again.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Get Down got a chance to show you actually how the DJ would do the break beats.
Yeah.
You know, you had to have two of the same albums.
Yeah.
Going back and forth and stay in time.
Yeah.
Now you just press a button on Serato, it'll loop it for you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
man.
So it's a big difference. You know.
And I imagine it's a pricey crowd to be in too. Get about all these records, get all these crates.
Absolutely.
You know, you got to haul all that stuff in there. So I mean, did you do the same thing, or were you right past that era?
Well, you know, I kind of came along well, it's sort of similar. I came along in the CDJ era.
Okay.
You know, when everybody was when the CDs came into play, everybody was rocking the CDs, which still the same. You know, it's just a smaller package.
Yeah.
Then also you got an opportunity to burn your own CDs, so you could have one CD with 10 different songs on it versus an album, you know, with just that artist on there. So when you carrying crates of records, you know, you gotta have tons and tons of records.
Yeah.
You know, and in the CD era, it was still digital, so it wasn't, you know, you could move a lot faster than what you could with records. You know, there was a little bit more information available to you from your player, especially if you had money, you could afford good players.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I came along in the CD era, so I kind of missed the record era.
Yeah.
But it's still sort of similar.
Yeah. So I mean, now, what about you as a DJ? Like, what kind of equipment do you prefer? Like, if somebody will ask me, what do you use?
Well, I started. Like I said, I came along in the CDJ era. And then I moved up to a controller, which that's what a lot of guys are using now. They're compact, lightweight. You can take them anywhere, you know. Not to mention they're cheap. Yeah. There are some expensive ones, but you know some of them are cheap. But I felt like, to me, I wasn't whole until I bought a set of tables.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wasn't whole until I got a set of tables. So finally, last year I was able to get a set of tables.
Okay.
And it's just so amazing because you actually, even though it's still, I use DVS, which is a digital vinyl system through Serato, but it's like the next best thing to real vinyl. Okay. And it's like you're actually touching your music, and it's just an amazing feeling to be able to do that, and I love it.
So tell me, man. So you've been doing this for 5 years professionally, man. So like, what is your worst experience at a gig?
Wow. I'm not gonna say because me and this guy were friends. He's my friend, so I'm gonna keep that off the record. But my 2 worst experiences have both been house parties. I'll say that.
like it'll be like
and they involved alcohol.
Okay.
Herbals, essences, and fights.
Wow.
And the law.
Wow. Okay. So nothing crazy. Anything happen like a equipment meltdown during a set? Or?
Yes. Yeah. Believe it or not, yes. I was doing a job in my hometown, and I bought it trying to save money, because decent equipment is expensive. Trying to save money, I spent $250 on this piece of equipment when I should have spent $1,000. I had set it up. I had been practicing with it about a week at home, maybe 2 weeks at home, right? Now, it did crash maybe once, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll reboot. Okay, fine. Get to the job, flatline. Nothing.
Wow.
The good thing was I was in my hometown, and I was able to call another guy. Shout out to DJ Easy Rock. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. Thank you for saving my butt on this one. But DJ Easy Rock, man, he came through for me. He said, and it's crazy because before, when I first got there, you know, we know we've been knowing each other for quite a while. He said, hey, man, if anything you need, man, come see me, man. You know, whatever. I said, cool, man. I'm good. I got this.
Yeah.
Showtime. Man. Flatline. I had to go to him. Hey, man, brother, I need you, man.
Oh, man, I bet it was a very awkward situation to me in, man.
Yes. The hardest thing is when you got a room full of us, no music, and they done paid their money. Yeah. And you always got that one person. Hey, man, you know when we gonna start? Oh, you gonna play something? Wait. And you sitting there I'm sweating bullets. Like, whoa, that's probably the most embarrassing moment.
Man,
really.
Man. So I mean, so what do you consider to be a great DJ? Like, if you were to see somebody DJing, what would make them a great DJ to you?
A great DJ to me is someone who number one loves music. You gotta love music. You gotta love what you do. Yes, we gotta get paid, but you gotta love what you do. A great DJ, he spins all genres of music. He loves all genres of music. And he studies it. You know, you got to know your crowd, know your people, and just know that right moment when to drop the right song. And it's some things you can teach, and there's some things that you just got to feel, And for me, I felt like I got a good ear for music. I got a good ear for, what I think the people like. And I've always had this ear since I was young. I've been wanting to do this ever since middle school. My first middle school dance. I got there, man, and the DJs. Shout out to JJ Smooth. At that time, he was DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Okay.
But he started once he got on the radio, he couldn't carry that name. Yeah. Because obviously that name already was somebody else, so he became JJ Smooth. So shout out to JJ Smooth, man. I appreciate you, love you, man. He actually lived on the street above me. And so, I would kind of hang out with him and watch what he do. And mind you, this was like wow, this probably was like 93, 94-ish, you
Wow.
know. So this way back. So, you know, this way before Serato, this way before for all the electronic and gizmos. So, you know, this guy's doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, and just to see the way the people responded, he was in control.
Yeah.
You know. And so I can't dance, right?
Yeah.
So so I was like, you know what, this is the next best thing, you know. I love music. I like to see people dance, and just to know that I can control that.
That's powerful. You know, just like being, especially up high in the DJ booth,
Absolutely.
watching the crowd, and you controlling that crowd, and you reading that crowd.
Absolutely.
And, like
it's,
man, like
it's no feeling like it. You know, you can't teach it. It's just it's so awesome. You know.
And I see you a little bit further because you don't just spin. I see you with your light setups and everything else too, and so I believe those lights add to the experience as well. So.
Yeah, they do. You know, and it's crazy. It's crazy you mention that word. You know, I call. You know, I you know, we do the sound. I do the lighting. I do the up lighting. You know, and I call the whole thing the Regal experience. You know, that's what I call the whole package. You know, and it looks good. You know, I try to make everything photo ready. So when you take pictures or if you know, if I post anything of my work, everything looks really good. You know, I'm very particular about the way I like my setups. I'm very particular about, you know, what I take photos of because that's a representation of me. And the crazy thing is I've gotten jobs just because of my photos or just because of what they see. You know, it's like, oh wow, I want that.
Yeah.
You know.
So and, I mean, so how would you feel? So what would you tell people? Because you know, people always want to hire a DJ, and I know in my craft, being a photographer, you got to educate them, then sell them the product because otherwise they just think, oh, you just spinning records, and you know, so they feel like they can go cheap and like, what would be the difference between you and an inexperienced cheap DJ?
Oh wow, yeah, that's you know, right now that's the big thing right now. I was just in a forum yesterday on that subject. You know, we call them undercutting DJs. And see, that's the thing, you know, kind of with technology, you know, that makes things so easy, you know, and nothing against it, you know. I embrace it, I love it, but you know, it's much easier to get in the game now, you know, versus where I show up with, you know, just sitting on my table alone. You know, I got over, you know, about $4,000 worth of equipment sitting on my table. If I show up with my turntables, you know, the mixers is about $1,000 a piece. The mixers is about $1,000. You know, the turntables is about $600 something a piece. You know, depending on what you buy.
Yeah.
You know, but really, I think that it's one, you gotta really love what you do and enjoy what you do, and a lot of the guys that are low cutting, one, coming in at a cheaper price, there's no way that you can have the equipment to properly do the job. Number one. Coming in at a lower price, you know, I think a lot of guys, like you said earlier, don't have the skill set. And so me as a premium DJ, you know, because Jazzy Jeff said something I found so profound. He said, you know, if we're all playing the same song, if you a DJ, I'm a DJ, and we play the same song, what differentiates me from you? So that's why I came up with the Regal experience. You know, I try to offer something that they can't offer. You know, if you're charging $200 all night, you can't offer what I offer.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't afford it. You can't afford to go out and buy the equipment. You can't afford to go out and buy all the uplights and all these things. So obviously, I have to pass that on to my clients.
Right.
But you have to educate them and show them, like, you know what, this is what you're paying for. This is why I cost more. You know, but in the end, you're gonna have a beautiful product. You know, like I said, you know, I'm very particular about my setup. So when your camera guy comes in there, his pictures are gonna look great. I'm a stickler about my lighting. You know, not gonna give away all my secrets, but you know, I like my lighting to be a certain way, and so that way when you take the pictures, everything look really good in the background, and everything looks really good. And that cheaper guy, he can't do that, because like I said, he can't buy that equipment.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that about the whole setup that's photo ready, because some people, like you say, you may get a cheap DJ. You may come in with just a plastic table and
absolutely,
you know, tablecloth.
Absolutely,
like,
and sometimes when I get in my soapbox and I'm in my feelings, sometimes I go in there and I'll post me, that guy.
Hey, the Regal experience or the bum experience?
Absolutely. You know, sometimes when I'm on my soapbox, I'll do that. I say, hey, you know what? Hey, look, you know, this is what you get. You know.
But sometimes, I mean, they may need that because they don't. they don't think like that because, like you say, they might think DJ like, oh, okay, we just need somebody to play music, and they're not thinking about the whole experience. They didn't think about the look of it. They're not thinking about the lighting. You know what I mean? They're not thinking about the sound quality of it. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's crazy you mentioned sound quality. You know, a lot of guys, you know, they do, especially cheaper guys, because they're. I mean, if you, like I said, if you're not making the money, then you can't go out and purchase high quality music. You know, I purchase high quality tracks. You know, I'm a member of DJ pools. And other various sites, you know, where I get my music from, and I play high quality music files. You know, they're like 320. Yeah. You know, and the stuff from YouTube is like, you know, at best 128. Yeah. You know, and it's just like it's like taking a picture. You know, if you take a picture with a low quality camera, when you blow that image up, you're gonna see all the artifacts. You're gonna see all the, you know, the pixels. You're gonna see all of that. And so when you're playing out on a large sound system, all that is heard.
Man, I was about to troll Chuck and say like a low quality camera like a Nikon, and
yes,
you know, you blow it up and like pixels.
Yeah, when you blow it up, when you blow it up, it's pixelated, and it's the same thing with sound, you know, because we already dealing with. I hate to get technical, but when you love it, that's what you do. Yeah. We already dealing with compressed files already with MP3s. Right. They're already compressed files. So when you blow it up, you already lost some of it due to compression. Yeah. But when you blow it up, you know, you can hear it. Yeah. You can hear it, and also it causes other things with your speakers and other things like that, because you got additional noise that's not musical that your speakers have to make. Yeah. You know, so if you start with quality tracks and quality music, then, you know,
the Regal experience.
The Regal experience, baby. There you go.
Man, well, tell them, man. So how can people like find you? They want to book you, and you know, all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, you can find me on I'm on Instagram at DJ Rint. I'm on Facebook at Regal DJ LLC. Also, you can go, if you like, you can go on my personal page, Corinthians Johnson, on Facebook also. Old school. You can pick up the phone, give me a call. 678-327-1925. That'd probably be the fastest way to reach me. You know, everybody carry their phone on their side. You know. Yeah. So I can be reached that way. So yeah, if you know, I'll tell anyone, if you want to have a good time, you gotta kind of spend the money. And this is the thing, you know. A lot of times people take all their money and put it in the venue, you know, and say, "Oh my God, we got to get a DJ," and fail to realize we're the party. You know, you can book your event in a hole in the wall, and if that DJ is jamming, people could care less about where they at once they start partying. They could care less about where they're at.
Very true. Wow.
You know.
Man, so, that's real stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
That was up, man. I definitely appreciate you coming through, man, to the back room. I enjoyed you here in Inspire Studios. Hey, y'all, this is DJ Rint, and I'm Black Ice, and we out.
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem, man.